John Spencer is my guest. John is a military analyst, and he's chair of war studies at the Madison Policy Forum. He's in Colorado today. John, great to have you back with us. Much appreciated.
Hey, Todd. It's great to be with you again.
I know you're following the ground offensive here. What's your read now that we're about 48 hours into it?
That it isn't a bluff. I think that Hamas was hoping for the international community, and personally, in my opinion, shame on the European Union. I mean, there's still 48 hostages being held. Hamas still declaring that they'll repeat October 7th until they destroy Israel. They are saying thank you to all these European countries that are recognizing, despite the context or conditions, a Palestinian state with Hamas still in power in Gaza. I think the military operation, the Israel is doing everything reasonable, feasible to try to get civilians out of harm's way. They have created new humanitarian zones in southern Gaza. There's even one that Egypt helped establish, which is, I think, a little bit of an interesting data point, since Egypt could actually alleviate all of the human suffering by allowing a site like that to be set up in the Sinai Desert. But it looks like the military operation is going to continue forward, and that you can't leave a sanctuary, you can't leave hostages in captivity indefinitely. And some of these European countries have really protracted why it took so long to go into Gaza City like this.
Hey, John, you've talked about the hostages, 40-some odd hostages who are still being held. Some may be alive, some may be dead. What about the hundreds of thousands of civilians trapped in Gaza City, though, trying to get out? Your take on that?
Yeah, I think it's really unfortunate that Hamas is trapping them. Hamas is putting out written guidance that any civilian that leaves will face severe consequences. They've set up roadblocks. They're doing everything they can to put the civilians in harm's way. I absolutely think that the civilians are caught in the crossfire, and that in no other war that I've ever studied has there been a single country, Egypt, who has the ability to allow those civilians to completely get out of all that danger, which is real. Even along the evacuation routes that Israel says, we will not operate in this area to allow civilians to evacuate. Hamas is still putting them under danger in those areas, to include using them as shields. Even Israel opened up in a second evacuation zone, route, which Israel says they will not screen. Just please get out of harm's way as the IDF moves forward against Hamas. It is all unfortunate that it's led to this situation, but the biggest thing that can be done for the safety of the civilians is to evacuate south of where the combat is happening.
Any concern, John, on your part for Israel's image or reputation long term, given what we're seeing in terms of, the condemnation by many European countries, Arab countries, the United Nations?
Yeah, I think it's all really problematic. Of course, there's concern in European nations like the European Union, real consequences to a nation defending itself, and the hypocrisy of that. If it was any nation of the world, it wouldn't be like this. There wouldn't be a statement of, yeah, you're attacked, you should defend yourself, but not like this, and we're not going to help you in one way. We're going to stop you in some ways. I'm really concerned for the rule of law, the laws of war, even international norms of countries that are attacked, and what people are saying you can do to defend yourself, even go back and get illegally taken hostages that are being starved to death in tunnels just a few hundred meters where they can be seen. Gaza City can be seen from Israel. And then these nations saying, your international reputation is going to be tarnished if you continue to try to get your hostages back and stop this existential threat on your border. I'm really concerned for what this means for the rest of the world.
Hey, John, it's great to have you back. Appreciate you giving us your take on this one today.
Thank you.